my peaches, I'm Eleanor and I'm getting ready to pull your 2020 year ahead tarot forecast. I'll be using Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright. I'm going to pull 12 cards, one for each month. And then when I do your monthlies, I'm going to pull more cards and we can unpack the themes that come out with each card for each month. Each video is going to be labeled by zodiac sign, and it's also going to have a title so you'll know if it might be for you. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay because I'm reading for a lot of people and I do offer personal readings. My information will be in the description box below. Hit me up. I would love to see what's going on and help you out. Also, this reading may not necessarily resonate with your sun sign, so I recommend looking up all of your sign placements, because if you're more interested in a love reading, you might want to know where your sign is and your Venus sign is, or if you're wanting to know more about sex or your passion project, you'll want to know where your Mars is placed. Deeply personal, emotional things will be your moon. How other people are perceiving you, that'll be your rising. So if you get a full chart, you'll be able to get more out of my readings and find out which video is going to be the best one for you to watch and be most relevant to you. Also, this is my first video series ever, so I have a lot of wrinkles to work out, but bear with me. I know you just want to get to the messages, right? So let's get to it. Hi, Leo. Let's find out what's going on with you in 2020, what you can expect to deal with in 2020. Okay, let's find out. January. What can Leo expect to be dealing with in January? 10 of Wands. So January looks like it's going to be really busy, Leo. Lots of responsibilities, lots of commitments, lots of projects coming towards their end. It looks like you've started a lot of things that are kind of reaching, a lot of projects finishing all at once. So there's going to be a need in January to kind of figure out, to tie things up, to wrap things up, and to figure out where you can delegate some more and what needs your attention and what are you carrying unnecessarily that maybe might not be yours. When we pull the monthly, we'll do a week by week and we'll find out more specifically what that means. And this is going to play out in lots of different ways for different Leos, so we'll find out. So February for Leo is 6 of Cups. This is going to be talking about something from your past coming back for healing and reconciliation, or it can be where a relationship gets healed, that there can be forgiveness, it can be making peace, or it can be a lost object that you found, or it can be something that triggers a memory that is good for you, that is soothing, and it's something from your past that's coming back that's going to bring peace to you or bring peace to a memory. It's very positive, it's innocent, it's pure, it's random acts of kindness, but it is bringing something back, some part of you that made you happy from the past, something that is nostalgic and fond, is going to be returning to you in February. Whether it's for closure, whether it's to be reignited, that'll all be found out in the monthly. So Leo for March. What's Leo looking at in March? March for Leo. The Star. This follows the 6 of Cups beautifully. This is going to be restoration of hope, restoration of faith. This is like a tall glass of ice water. It's refreshing. It's kind of the renewal that you're going in the right direction. When you've been, this is where you're having a hard time seeing the path ahead because there's a lot in your way. Like the sun is shining on you, but you've got, blinders on. You're carrying a stack of books. You can't see the way ahead of you. And so this is going to be where you get a glimpse of the path, and maybe you have to dive back into it, to whatever you're doing, and can't see, but at least you've gotten a peek, and now you have a mental picture of the path ahead, so you can kind of move forward a little bit less blindly. And this is going to affect you on all levels. It's going to be something that soothes your mind. It's going to be emotionally calming. This is beautiful. The Star It's going to be good energy for making new wishes and setting new intentions. So what is Leo looking at in April? What can Leo expect to deal with in April? Not all of this stuff. Leo in April. Here we go. Six of Pentacles. Leo, in April, you're going to be taking a good look at where you're giving and receiving and making sure it's balanced. So this can be paying attention to where you're taking on debt or where you're loaning your energy and your efforts towards something, making sure it's going to be paying a lot of attention to your intentions when you give. And are you doing it altruistically, or you're hoping to get something in return? And if so, which is fair, sometimes that's the situation, is it a good investment? Is it going to be a good return? Or are you being honest and upfront about it? Are you communicating it properly? Do you need to give more or give less? Ask more or ask less of someone? It's going to be talking about restoring balance in some tangible way. Likely finances, but it can also be about when you're taking care of someone in a relationship, taking care of each other in the physical world, like in like duties and housework, and whose job is what in a relationship, I guess you could say. In May, Leo, Three of Swords is going to be some grief and some heartbreak that you're visiting down upon yourself. So there may be a past story that you are telling in a way that paints you. This can be internalizing accusations that other people are visiting on you that aren't necessarily true. It can be a past hurt that starts to look like it's going to happen again, and so you project that onto the future. Well, it's starting to smell a little bit like that time, so it's going to happen again, and so you behave the same way, and yep, it happens again because you didn't do something different. So the Three of Swords is a heartbreak, but it is definitely your thoughts stabbing down from here down into here, creating that. And so there's going to be a need to look at the reality of the current situation and not bring the negativity of past situations into it. That's going to be interesting to break down and see more practically what that means and how to move through that in the month of May. So let's see, Leo. What can Leo expect to be dealing with in June? Leo, June for Leo. Four of Swords. So yeah, it's going to mean that dealing with this Three of Swords that you've had to mess with in May is going to leave you pretty depleted and tired and needing to take a break, a mental break. It may not be that the success has come in the Three of Swords and you're going to reward yourself with a break. It may be that you just get tired out from trying to figure it out and take a mental break. This is a mental vacation. So if you don't have time to take an actual vacation or an actual retreat, it is laying down the stories and stopping to tell the stories and just getting some meditation, some quiet time, some yoga, whatever it is. It's letting go of the overthinking that is creating this heartbreak. Yeah, so if you're using a lot of mental energy against yourself, this is where you lay down arms against your own heart and chill on those stories. And also, there's also a lot of tuning out of other people's energy here. So if it's not so much a story you're telling yourself, but stories that other people are telling and you're internalizing them, this is where you kind of, tune everything out and you find out what's true for you in your own space, in your own time. So Leo, let's find out what's going on with you in July. Leo, July is bringing up the Tower for you. This, to me, the Tower is a jailbreak card. So there is a shakeup. There's something that's going to crumble and break down. And there may be a sense of safety you are deriving from whatever this thing is, but ultimately you're going to be freer once it's over. It's something that felt like a safety, but was actually a prison at the end of the day. And it's something that usually you're going to know. You probably already know right now what this is going to be about, because the universe starts to quietly nudge us in a certain direction. It starts to make us uncomfortable. On one side, it starts to make it uncomfortable, and on the other side, it starts to up the reward for making the move that it wants you to make. And if you continue to stubbornly stay in the same place and stay stuck and not listen, it gets a little bit louder. It turns up the heat a little bit more under you. And if you persist and continue in the same vein, it's like, all right, we're just going to tip the board for you. We'll just tip the table, throw it up, and make you move. And that's what happens when you see the Tower. And this can play out internally. This doesn't have to be the loss of a job or home or anything yikes like that. This can be breaking free from a mental thought process, which it kind of looks like here is happening between May and June, is breaking free from a thought process that is not serving you, that has probably kept you feeling safe. A tendency to internalize guilt and to take responsibility for things that you aren't. And at the beginning of the month is showing that, taking a lot of responsibility on. So this can be a breakthrough and a breakout of the ways that you've been taking responsibility for others unnecessarily. So for August, the Magician. So here you are, having broken free from that thought process or whatever it may be for you. And that gives you new energy for creating something out of nothing. This is pretty clear here. What you're manifesting and creating out of is likely the rubble created by that Tower. Everything's broken down. You're surrounded by nothing, and now you have to rebuild. And you have to rebuild using all of your faculties, your mental energy and your emotions, your power and will, and all of your resources, everything that you have left. So you're recycling everything that came out of that Tower and creating something brand new from what is essentially nothing after July and August. So Leo, let's see what September. September is the Hierophant for Leo. So whatever you're moving through in September is going to be something that you're going to have to do the way it's always been done and the way it's always worked. So if there's a tried and true method for something, if there's an above board, by the book, this is thinking in the box, as it were. So this is going to be moving through an energy that's institutionalized, like religion or like law or like education, something that you're going to have to buy into and subscribe to and play it straight and play it above board and play it by the book through October. September. I'm sorry, September. So let's see what Leo is facing in October. This applies to like every area of your life. So it's going to apply to many different Leos in various ways. So when we do the week by week, we'll get some more clarity on what that means, because I realized that was very general and broad. October, this is Judgment in October. This whole second half so far of 2020 is all major arcana. So this is day to day. No, we have another one. The Star was as well. So there are some major spiritual shifts going on for you, Leo. These are not mundane little daily things. This is a turning point this year in your spiritual journey, Leo. Judgment is where all of this energy and effort you've been putting forth, this breakthrough, these are all major changes and challenges that are preparing you to be called into service in the big sense. Whatever it is that you feel like your purpose may be, you may start to get an inkling of what that might be. I was thinking of this the other day as like the Manchurian Candidate card, only for the forces of good and light, where you're called to serve, called back to life. there's also a song lyric I like to go with that, and that's, well, it's got a bad word in it, so I don't repeat it. But it says, I'll be back from the dead soon. This is your big comeback, your big return, your big coming back to life in a big way. So let's see what November has in store for Leo in 2020. Queen of Cups, Leo, in November. So whatever this revival is, it's going to bring you some emotional stability and the ability to give and receive love in a way that feels safe to you, because your emotional waters are still and established and not leaking out anywhere. So this being brought back to life is going to stimulate and heal your heart in some major way. Another way I want to say this is that when you get called into service here in October, this is what you're going to have to embody, and this part of your psyche is what you're going to need to access to move forward and be successful in this thing that you're being called into, which is going to be nurturing and self-loving, a whole lot of self-care into that card. So Leo for December, let's find out. 6 of Wands, we are ending 2020 on a high note with the bit of success here. This isn't the final battle, but this is celebrating some small wins. So at the end of the year, you're going to start to see a little bit of success and confirmation that you're moving forward in the right direction. And with this, it suggests that you're not going to be doing this alone, that there is going to be a support system for you. And you're going to need to be aware of it and acknowledge it and let them boost you up and not try to do it all yourself, and make sure that you're surrounded by the people that support you, because that's available to you. And with this, you'll be able to let that love between you and your support system flow. So that is what I have for you for 2020.